All right, well, today we've got free advertising for Coca-Cola in the background, like last week's video, um, for Starbucks. And today I want to talk to you about a continuation of not the visions and dreams this time actual words from God. And I want to preface it by saying I placed a reminder on my Google Calendar for 9 months from September, which was the first month of my full-time ministry internship, um, which landed on June 18th of 2016. If you'll remember from the previous video, a whole lot of shifting started to happen June 20th, um, with the life and ministry and a path for my career. And apologize for any wind noise. I'm outside, obviously. But from there, we know that the the shifting began 2 days after that calendar mark, um, which seemingly was totally random. But within the note of that calendar, within the note of that reminder, I had written this statement: "A new creation is birthed that many will desire to possess." And then after this whole shifting of the ministry and career stuff, we see in my life that there was then a potential for a new relationship with an amazing young woman that just fell into my lap. And I had a conversation with God about her, and um, He said no, no, that I could not pursue her. I was completely shocked because I had great peace about it before, and now He's telling me that no, on the day that I was going to go and tell her that my intention was to pursue her. A few minutes later, as the shock was subsiding, um, He says, "That is what will happen if you do not stay within my will for this. It's going to be a no." So I thought to myself, well, all right, I can do that. Yeah. Uh, so that potential relationship quickly deflated as excitement turned to a quick exit. As I poured out my passion, I gave everything to that, and this amazing woman said no, not right now. And following up from that, yesterday, the 4th of July, um, it tore out my heart, and I couldn't understand why, because it shouldn't. It only been a day, 36 hours of like actually going out on dates and being something potentially more, whatever. Um, so I spent a couple hours yesterday night just crying out to God, literally crying. And tears were welling up, and I couldn't understand why I had this sense of a broken heart. That shouldn't be there. And so I knew I had to have a conversation with God to figure out what was going on. And as I ended yesterday night, I asked God, give me peace to rest tonight and then guide me tomorrow. And now here we are sitting today, July the 5th, 2 weeks after that calendar mark of the 18th. And so we roll forward a few hours, and I'm on the road to my mom's the afternoon of the 5th today. I'm just worshiping God with all I have, singing at the top of my lungs. And then He pipes in, seemingly out of nowhere, to tell me um, why it was that I was broken the night before. But first, I was at our ministry staff meeting earlier this afternoon, and sorry, my child is distracting me watching film. Yeah, so I was at our staff meeting earlier this afternoon, and I was telling a couple of the guys that I work with, without giving them too many details, um, that I had been talking to God about this thing that I just couldn't put into words. Like, just emotion would well up, and I would cry, and I wouldn't be able to figure out. I couldn't figure out what to say to him. That's all I could lift up to him was my cry. And one of them asked me, "Are you birthing something?" In Christianese, birthing something is like this amazing thing that's coming out of you, that God's about to drop this giant Easter egg into your life of revelation. And it struck me like, oh, on the calendar 2 weeks ago it said something's being birthed. And so the seemingly random date is now being punctuated by this life event. And so back to worship in the car. So he says to me, God, you have grieved me. You turn 100% of your attention to what you could have potentially had with her, and neglected the fact that you were actively falling in love with me. And there, right there, that second, it all broke away. Or a lack of peace and a desire to cry when thinking about him and her. There was now an overwhelming joy that had replaced it. And and I knew the why behind the cry. And so what do I know now? What do I know now that I want to share with you? The peace that I have in God, the peace that is so permanent, so overwhelming. I know that nothing can take it away. I'm a man of great joy, with an all-consuming passion. I am overwhelmed with the need to pour out my love for others, and it roots from the love He has placed in me. It's a reflection of His love, the compassion. And I owe this revelation to a failed first attempt. A failed first attempt to start a relationship with a wonderful woman of God who valued me enough to cut me loose while I was moving in my own will rather than in His will. And now I have this amazing peace rooted in love, a new creation which has been birthed that many would desire to possess. Thank you, lady, and thank you, Jesus.